So now the board is connected via the programming interface, which I already said that it will be in the package. The board is in programming mode. If you like to see it, the initialization process, there it is. The jumper is in programming mode. Okay. Then what we have to do is open the application, the PC application, go on and connect it to the board. Okay. And here you can access various functions of the board. You can assign, first you have some sections here that would allow you to make different configurations of the board. First, you would have the ability to assign to any PC message, you can assign a combination of relays. So basically, if I would like to, for PC message 1, I would like relay 1 and 2, and then press save. And for PC2, I would like 7 and 8. And for PC3, I would like 3 and 4, and so on. Basically, for any type of MIDI PC message, you can assign a combination of relays that would get actuated when that particular PC message is received. Another thing that you can do is, for each foot switch number, basically for each input here, or easy to see it here, for each foot switch you can assign a relay combination. So basically for foot switch 1, I can it's already assigned, as you can see, relay 1 and 2. For foot switch number 2, relay 3 and 4. As you can see, the status is permanently queried from the board. You can see here number 2. You can see it here. It's permanently queried on the board. For relay, for foot switch number 3, you can assign any type. Let's see, relay 7 and 8. For further testing and to show you the whole process, we can assign like this. I would like for relay 1, for foot switch 1 to have only relay 1. Foot switch 2, I would like to have only relay 2. For foot switch 3, relay 3. And foot switch 4, relay 4. Write it. Oh, sorry. And I will. Okay. So here we have relay 1, relay 2, relay 3, and relay 4. Another thing that you can do for each foot switch, here, you can define a name. You can define a name that would be shown on the display. Okay, so let's say that for foot switch number 1, I would like to define and say rhythm. Okay, rhythm 1, let's say, and you press save. For foot switch 2, you say lead 1. For foot switch 3, we have lead 3. And for foot switch 4, we have XXX-YYY09. Okay. Another thing that you can do with this board is to make it respond at CC message, control changes. So for each relay here, you can assign a control change message. So when that particular control change message would come, if the value is greater than 0, then the relay would be on, and if the value of that particular CC number would be 0, that relay would be off. You'd have to understand that everything that is available here, everything that is available on the application, is not mutually exclusive. So you would have access to any function. For example, if you received a PC number that would activate relay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then you decide that you would like this combination without relay 6. Well, you can send a CC number that was assigned for relay 6, let's say CC number 10, that was assigned for relay 6, and that particular CC would toggle only that relay, or any other type, any other CC number. So all functions are available at once and are not mutually exclusive. This is the configuration for the mute delay, because there is also here, you can see it here, let's see if I can focus, mute output it's called. So it's an output that would allow to mute the whole signal chain before a switch would take place. So pre-mute is the time until the active element of muting would stabilize, if you like, the debounce time. Mute delay would be the time that the signal would be mute before it would be on again, and all the switching elements in the chain would stabilize. Most of the available solutions are not offering this kind of delimitation between a pre-mute delay and a mute delay. Then you have the MIDI channel. You can assign it here. You can assign any MIDI channel to the board you like, between the available ones, of course. Let's say we got channel MIDI 8. And you can always see here that the operation is valid, and by right-clicking that particular log window is going to clear it. Okay. You can also assign to any foot switch, you can assign a PC number, a program change number that would be sent with when that particular foot switch is actuated. So let's see, for foot switch 1, I would assign PC number 20, for 2, 21, for 3, 22, for 4, 23, 24, and for 8, let's say the PC number 30. Another thing you have here, you can optionally disable the sending of the MIDI PC messages via foot switches. So if you don't need them, you can actually disable them, and that's it, that's all. When you're pressing that particular foot switch, no MIDI PC message will be sent. Another thing that you can have a different channel for those foot switch PC numbers that are sent. So basically you have the global channel, and for that particular MIDI PCs that are sent via the foot switches, you can choose a different channel. let's say channel number 5, and just write it down, and that's it. The last but not the least of the features of the board is the fact that any relay, basically any output, can be configured as a latch, a momentary latch relay, or a momentary latch output. So basically here you have the momentary time that you would like that particular output to be on, and momentary time can be anything between 0 and 255 milliseconds. It's more than enough for any type of switching elements that I've seen in the amp world. So basically any output can be a momentary output. Of course, if you are going to use relay 7 and 8 for momentary outputs, I will write here a value of 230 write latch time. And if you are going to choose relay 7 and 8 as momentary outputs, of course you'll not be able to use them in further configurations, because you can't use them as a signal output or a signal processing zone, because they would be latching, and you will get either mute or a bypass. So you'll have to keep that in mind. If you're going to if one of the outputs would be chosen as a latching momentary, then you cannot use it for signal routing. That's quite a decent assumption. Okay. Another thing that this particular application is offering, you can always erase the board. I'm not going to erase the board right now because we would actually lose all the configurations made here. So if you're going to erase the board, it will be brought to factory default. That would be empty. No configurations, no nothing. So we'll have to redo the configuration from the start. You can actually save the configuration. You can actually save the configuration of the current board. Okay. Save it. Yeah. It will take a while because the board now is dumping, and also you can see config dumped OK on the LCD. So everything went as planned. Okay. Now we have this particular configuration saved, and now we can erase the board. Erase requested. Erase OK. Okay, so the erase operation managed to complete successfully. We have configuration, restore config, and then we would choose the configuration file and click open. This would actually tell you that going to load the configuration file will actually erase the existing configuration, but being an erase board, that would be okay, so we can actually click yes. Okay, so there is a the configuration was successfully applied. Why do you need that? Because you can actually make a configuration of the board with whatever you like, and if you have like as a builder, if you have many boards, you can actually start the application and just go configuration, restore config, and that's it. That's all. You'll have your previous configuration restored in an empty board in no time. There is also an option for updating the firmware. With this hardware, I will be able to actually, in case someone doesn't need all the bells and whistles, I can actually provide a custom firmware. I can only send the firmware, and he or she would be able to upload the firmware on the board without sending me the board to be programmed. So this is the firmware that is running inside the board. Okay. And there is an about section, not very fancy. So you'll have, at least at this particular moment, you can actually see that there are all the necessary features to use this board in many applications. Like I don't know, stuck it in an amp, either a new design one, a newly designed one, or retrofit an old one. You can actually use the relays that are already on board of that particular amp. You can actually add relays, add supplementary relays if you like. You can use it to build pedal ball looper switchers. You can actually use this particular board having these outputs. You can actually command relays, and those relays can command lights or stage units or whatever you like, and all of that by only MIDI signaling, okay, or by foot switches, because you can have actually foot switches in your pedal board that with which you can command different stage techniques like lights, smoke machines, etc. So you can actually use this particular board in very, very different situations, and you can program it according to your needs using just a simple PC application. All, of course, would be available. The application is freely available. The board is delivered not as a kit, would be delivered as it is, like this. And also you will have in the package, you will have a small programming interface. And of course, I didn't consider necessary to mention those outputs are status LEDs. So if you like to tie different LEDs here to see the status of the outputs, you can actually tie them here, and those will actually show you which foot switch is in command, and if there is a message, a PC message, would actually show you the state of the relays. So this is it. I hope you will find it useful. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to either write me to my email. It's Dexter at dextersworkshop in one word.com, or you can write me on Facebook. My profile is it's a public profile, so you can write me directly. Thank you for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I didn't get too in detail presenting this board. There will be a shorter movie that would be more in the marketing zone, but this is what I would call a more technical video, in which you can see all the features of the controlling board. Thank you for watching this. This is Dexter from Dexter's Workshop. Have a nice night.